This is our time to shine, and all of a sudden we're having to rethink how we do things, and we're having to move things online, and our staff has done a fantastic job. So we now have virtual trivia nights that we do via Zoom. We have a virtual book club. And so we're finding ways to still connect with our audiences, but now we just have to figure out how do we do that but still keep the lights on. You know, one of the things that happened when we closed down was we did have to furlough some people. This money helps us do things like be able to bring them back, and it helps us to be able to reopen safely. All of these things, they go together to make sure that we have a safe, welcoming environment for people now that we can be open again.
And people have told us this last week, how important that's been to them, that they could walk into a zone and wait till someone finished. There's hand sanitizers in all the zones, so they can do it, so they feel really safe. So what we were thankful for was the fact that we could continue to tell the story, lay it all out for people, stay open, because that's what people call and it's like, is there any way that you're going to be open? Yes, we are. And the way we were is because that grant provided the money to be able to carry us through, because the lack of funds in the months through, even running right now through July, is a huge deficit. But the monies that we've received, and we're able to stay the distance or go the distance because that grant and that CARES money has made all the difference in the world. If you said you slept on a pillow, well, I'm sleeping on a CARES pillow here, because that's what's keeping these doors open.
The statistic I often quote is there are more museums in the United States than there are McDonald's. And people are usually pretty shocked by that, because we're like, wow, there's a lot of McDonald's in the world. But if you think about every small town historical society that serves its community, or here in St. Joseph, we have 13 museums, and I think we have maybe 2 or 3 McDonald's. In a small town, in a small community, that creation of identity, that preservation of identity and history is so vital to who we are. If we don't know who we are, we feel less grounded in the world.
I spent my entire working career as a historian, and I think that the past basically has shaped the present. And I think if you don't understand what your past is, you're kind of baffled as to what things mean in the present. And I think it helps explains us and gives a context to the present. I try and tell people this has happened before. We will get through this, and we will find normal again, even though it may be a new normal than it was before the pandemic, but life will go on.
Well, I've always loved history, and I think it has so much to tell us if we will listen to what is going on today. You can learn so much from 1918 about what's happening with the pandemic today. There's just almost anything that you would encounter, any situation that you encounter in modern times, you can look back to history and find an example that will help you see your way through if you'll just look at it.
But something else that we did while we were closed, and we did within 4 weeks' time, and that was we launched Remembering the Coronavirus online diary project, giving people a chance to journal their real-life, first-person narratives about what they were going through, how it felt to be sheltering in place, what it was like maybe to lose a job, to know what it was like to be living at home with your family and homeschooling children, which was a first for many people. I'm just really proud that we were able to do that very quickly, the first in the area to do it. And again, did it with the help of the financial assistance that we received from the Missouri Humanities Council. And I'm especially happy that we did it because our rationale from the very beginning was to not be in the same position 100 years from now as we are now. And by that I mean, as historians and even members of the public now, we have precious little first-person narrative about how it felt in 1918 during that pandemic. Very little of that. Now, we can read newspaper articles from 1918, but we don't have a lot of diaries. We wanted to correct that situation, and so we're really proud that we were able to do that. So between launching that diary project and getting our huge photography collection finally online, we're really proud of what we've been able to do over the last 3 months.